Welcome back, everybody, to some Borderlands 2 on the PS Vita. You know the drill by now. We're doing the 94 Sham farm. See if we get lucky on... Ooh, that's a cool background. See if we get lucky with any form of Sham. Last time we did not get a Sham, although I did not stream for as long last time, so... Let's see. Let me adjust that there. Perfect. Feeling a whole lot better this time compared to last time. I can breathe on my own and not coughing as frequently. So, you know, you gotta take the small wins as you get them. But, yeah, last time, as I said, we got no shams, but we have a shocking amount of... The dedication is like magic, Mr. Potato Gamer. Welcome, my friend. You truly inspire me, brother. I don't know if that's the right type of inspiration, but you know what? I'll take it. We're going full here. We're doing it all like original hardware too. We're not emulating or anything. We got PSTV running the actual cartridge version of the game. We played the game all the way through on all three difficulty modes to the extent that we could, given the PS Vita's lack of expansion updates. But and we're here, we're still doing this. Oh, I gotta put my things on screen. We're on run 660. Run 660. So we're getting up there, and we have like 10 more bunker SMGs to shams for some unknown reason. I don't know why those just kind of started taking off. Here's our character. His name's Fred. He has been the Vita champion. What's the plan after you get the 94 sham? We're gonna go pearl hunting. We're gonna go do the midget farm. And we're going to try and obtain all the pearls that exist on the Vita, which I'm pretty sure are just Gen 1 pearls. But you know what? It's fine. We're giving the PS Vita version as much light and life on the internet as possible, seeing as how I don't think anybody else will do that. So we have documented thoroughly the whole game from start to finish. Only on one character. That's something I think I'll do in the future, is like do multiple characters. Play through the game all the way through on all four. Or I guess all six, because they had the DLC characters. But just to show it off. You know, a lot of people, even now, after those streams, still have no idea or don't know anything about this port of the game. I gotta update my run counter. 660 is the number. There we go. So yeah, we even did a little bit TVHM and UVHM. Those were all played entirely in multiplayer. So, you know what? If our stars align, maybe once I decide to do the, what do you call it? Is there a guy right beside me? I think there is. Yep. Once I decide to do the, replay, we'll get Mr. Honest Liar in and he can join us so we can play the full game on multiplayer. That would be really cool. But you know what, it's how up to him and how busy he is, but he was a G when we played. Granted, it was during the summer, but still, you know, everybody's got their own lives, and I think he lives halfway across the world from me anyway. Takes me back to when I was younger and I would play a game on the lowest settings at 15 FPS just because I wanted to enjoy a game. Yep, I hear ya. That's something I think modern children just won't have to deal with, because even low-end computers are like still ridiculously powerful. Like, sure, yeah, they can't play the most modern games on maximum settings, but they can play them on decent settings. But nothing could prepare them for the ThinkPad days that we had to endure. You're just playing on absolute craptastic integrated graphics, just trying to enjoy a game. I have fond memories of playing Spider-Man 3 on my, again, ThinkPad. Craptastic ThinkPad. because I didn't have any other computer in the house that could run the game, so I just ran it on there. And it's not a demanding game by any stretch these days, but for a laptop that had 64 megabytes of VRAM and pretty much no CPU to speak of, it was something. So a lot of that game was enjoyed just by looking at the floor or looking in the sky, because that was the only way I could get playable frame rates. Sorry about that. No sham on that run, but that's okay. I don't think we've ever had a sham on the very first run. We've had one on, like, the third run, so maybe that's something. But yeah, this was my first way of playing Borderlands 2 way back when. It was on I have a handheld Vita. I just got the PSTV some years later, and if you want to get video capture from a PS Vita game, if you're not emulating it, this is the way to do it. So we're playing on an unmodded system, just to see what the game would have been like back then if you decided to play it all the way through. Because I didn't play it all the way through on the Vita. I played a decent chunk, and then I started playing it on the PS3. So, but you know what? For what it was, the first portable version of the game, I'd say that's worth something. It was the first stab at it for a console that had no right running this kind of caliber of game, yet it still managed to pull it off anyways. That, yeah, you know what, that's something. That's something. It's a little Switch-esque, if you think about it that way. Switch games coming out, and, you know, they run like crap. But to be fair, you know what, the Vita wasn't the new console when this port released. It was like 2 years after the Vita came out. And I'm still debating, and I think a lot of people in the Vita community debate as to whether or not this port was poorly optimized, or if it was so well optimized that this was the result that they could come up with. And I'm leading more in the latter camp, where without optimizations, the game just flat out doesn't work. But with optimizations, especially if you like look at the patch notes, if they're anything to be believed. If you look at the patch notes, optimizations did take place. Expanded memory use was enabled at some point, which I'm like, why wouldn't you be using the full RAM on the Vita anyway to run a game like this? But you know what? I will do no such thing, Rick. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's less of an excuse nowadays with the Switch 2, because games like that console is supposed to be somewhat powerful. Like, it's more powerful than, I mean, I get it, you know what, it's on battery power compared to wall power, and thermals are a thing that exists, but, you know, like, we're in a stage where the Switch 2 is on par with the PS4 Pro on paper for power, whereas the PS Vita was barely more powerful, if not just as powerful as a PS2. And back then, gaming jumped. Like, you know, there was a lot more of a gap between generations compared to, like, PS4 Pro and PS5. Come on, let me see something. Those, they probably didn't know how. With those older consoles, they learned how to use them better over time. Yeah, that's true. Especially with the PS3, when, you know, let's just give the whole gaming realm a CPU configuration they've never seen. Make game for it. They definitely learned, or at least the companies that wanted to stick it out, learned how to use the PS3 power, and on paper, and this is probably more so to say that the PS4 CPU sucks, but on paper, the PS3 CPU was, like, nearly as powerful, if not slightly more powerful than the Jaguar CPU that they had in the PS4. Graphics-wise, the PS4 destroyed the PS3, but, you know. Yeah, if you could put that power into a PS4, I don't know if it would change too many things. And it would also just make it still difficult to develop for. I always wonder, like, how difficult, how, like, truly difficult was it, or how different was it? Because modern PCs still have trouble with more demanding PS3 games, even if you want to emulate them with CPUs and GPUs that are, like, several generations further along than the PS3 was. Because that's the thing you got to remember with emulation, right? Is that you need you need like processing power that is at least 2 times as fast, if not more, to emulate the thing that you want to run. So I would think modern PCs kind of have that down, but then it's more a software thing, right? Like the software has to be translated, the code has to be translated at an unbelievably fast pace, and if it's just so complex, even modern systems will struggle with it. And that's what you see, because modern stuff is so different compared to the PS3 architecture. 360 emulator, though, I don't know if it just, like... Because I think the PS3 emulator probably has better support than the 360 one does, and I think that's probably why the 360 emulator doesn't really run games as well. Just people haven't put the time and resources into making it work properly. The PS3, for some reason, is the poster child for that. You hit my B shield. Okay, it seems that there is just a guy that will forever spawn over here today. What are you doing? Okay. I haven't played Borderlands in a while. I gotta get back into the swing of things. I would like at some point to start over with a new character on here. Maybe we'll do that. Because it won't affect the Sham farm. It's not like I need to leave this spot to run a different character. This guy will be in this spot as long as I keep him there. Show me a Sham, please. Water. Come on, dude. We're not starting like this. I swear to God, like, the more consistently we play this, the better RNG we get at the start. I don't know why. I'm more than positive that's the way. Nothing. Nothing and no one. 663. For this to be 3%, we need at least 9 more Shams before we hit 1,000 runs. That'll be... Is that 3%? Is that 3%? I feel like it is. I don't know. Math. We definitely have our bunker SMG fix for now. I don't want to see any more of those for a while, but I do want to see Shams. We haven't seen customizations in a while either, which I'm hoping we're not just in like a cycle where customizations are the thing that are next to just get a bunch of. I don't know. I'll wish for a 94 Sham for Christmas. We'll see if that is granted. I think that sniper's really small too on the loading screen. I don't know. I'm talking nonsense. Alright. But yeah. If I were to start a new character run on the PS Vita version, I think I would go Maya, probably. I know we're not playing on like an actual Vita handheld, so controls are kinda helped when you're using a PS4 controller. But so somebody like Sal would probably be a little easier to use. The only problem is that the frame rate still is Vita frame rate. And I don't know about you. I use Sal a little bit on the Vita when I was going for the Platinum Trophy, and I hadn't ever played as him, so I need to unlock the continuous Gunzerking Trophy. But, like, he controls awful on the Vita. Like, the Gunzerking is just not something you want to be doing. Zero, I mean, he's fine. I feel like no matter what platform you're playing on, he's just gonna be Zero no matter what. But, so I think I'd go Maya first. I feel like that could be fun. See what she's like on the Vita. See what a level 61 Maya would be like. And then we go from there. Play the game again. Enjoy all the DLCs again. Hopefully Mr. Honest Liar or somebody is willing to play multiplayer with that, because Borderlands is just more fun with people anyway, and Borderlands on the Vita is more fun, definitely, when it's not crashing. Okay, it's gonna be one of those nights. If anybody has any other weapon or gear they want me to look for while we kill Bunker a whole bunch of times, please let me know. I always like doing that, because then it gives some other form of achievement when you do find something else. You're not just left to sit in the void wondering why you've chosen to do this farm in the first place. Yeah. Thankfully the load times aren't too bad on the Vita version. It's snowing. It's snowing. You know, I got sick just as it started to snow like crazy. I blame the weather, even though that had nothing to do with it. I'm almost better. I'm like 96% of the way better. So we're getting there. Still got a cough. Still have congestion sometimes during the day, but talking is a lot better. Mornings are tough though. I don't know. It's like every other morning you get up and you quite literally have no energy. I almost fell asleep during my first class 2 days ago. Mr. Gabriel, welcome my friend. How are we tonight? We're doing some sham farming. We've come back to ye old proving grounds and have shown that I still am questioning why I decided to do this. How's your night going, my friend? Or day? Depending on where you're coming from. Speed run! I will beat the controls, I'll beat the performance, or lack thereof. If I do decide to do another run of characters, I feel like it's going to be a culture shock. Because this area, all things considered, runs really well on the Vita. You know, almost a consistent 30 frames per second when he's not dropping stuff. Being alright, that's good to hear, my friend. And I mean, to be fair, the claptrap area of the game is one of the better running areas as well. When you're looking at the sky, you can achieve 60 frames per second for a brief moment in that very first starting area with the northern lights. And then it just goes downhill from there. Especially Three Horns. Any day now, sir. There we go. Yeah, he's doing the crappy way. This is the worst phase for him to do. When you're fighting him down here. And I've been hit. Who's touching me, bro? Like, it's not difficult, it just takes forever to do. And I just don't. There we go. Some Herald shots clean them up pretty good. There we go. Boss fight. Every other area is barely playable. I mean, yes, there's a lot of truth to those words, and the truth could be unkind, I think. None worse than Sawtooth Cauldron and I'm forgetting the other one. Where do you go just before this area? What's that one called? Thousand Cuts. 1,000 cuts, like, okay, if it wasn't for the memory leak, I wouldn't care about the performance so much. Like, I could get over the fact that it runs at a sub 20 FPS. The stability, and I've said this a million times when we've played this this game in this series. The stability ruins the game. Like, for most people, it probably renders it unplayable. Like, I'm fine with just reloading the game, although it sparks a certain kind of anger within me whenever I have to do that. So, but if it, I feel like they could have fixed that, because I'm more than positive it's due to a memory leak, and the bigger areas will just exasperate that memory leak tenfold. So, I feel like they could have fixed that if they kept updating the game slightly longer. Like, sure, don't add the UVHM2, because the more status effect stuff and elements that you add, the crazier the game gets. And you see that happen if you watch our playthroughs. Even in the multiplayer, and I know the multiplayer, you're not setting yourself up for success, but you can see it progressively get worse. And tougher enemies come on the screen, slightly more enemies come on the screen, so you know what, if you don't want to update it, that's fine. Keep the DLCs that you have, that's fine. Although I feel like the Snowman DLC could have been added on here, that's not a huge DLC. But the stability, no. Well, you'll be happy to know that they added the memory leak to PC. They added the memory leak. Oh, it's a feature now. They added the memory leak to PC back in 2019. Yeah, I know. I know. I think it exists on the console version too, like Borderlands 1 Game of the Year edition, I think, or the enhanced version, or both. There still exists a memory leak even to this day, but on those versions you have to be playing for a long time for it to actually start affecting you. Even then, it's a simple fix of just like save quitting. On here, the memory leak can occur within like literally 10 minutes, and good luck save quitting, because when you pause the game or go into your inventory or have one slight thought in your brain form, the game will just freeze, and then you have to restart the whole thing. And I hope you hit a save point, because otherwise... And that's the other thing. Sometimes, Sawtooth Cauldron, for example, if you've been in the game too long, and you're like, oh crap, I think it's gonna crash, let me trigger a save point. Triggering the save point will make the game freeze and crash. Like, there's quite literally no winning. So, yeah, I loathe every single time I have to go to Sawtooth on the Vita version. And I don't know why, every time I get to that point, I always think it's optional. Like, you just need to go do some side missions there. So, shut up, Rick. I won't! You can't make me! No, they aren't. I don't see any. But, did they ever fix the memory leak in Borderlands 4? Like, wasn't that a thing on the consoles? I have Borderlands 4, I just... Oh! I'm being destroyed! Don't hit me. Don't do it. No. I'm safe. So I'm pretty sure that was a thing, but you had to be playing for like a couple hours before your frames started like dropping like 5 frames or something. It wasn't terrible, and save quitting fixed it. I thought it was a legendary item for a second. Oh my god! Give me a thing! It will improve my health drastically if I see a Sham. I guarantee it. You're not up there. No. We've debunked that he can't drop things up there by accident. It will fire far enough that it will clear the edge. Anything else? There's a party on the Vita. Who would have thought we'd see the day? Too bad I can't communicate with them. That's the other thing with the PST. And I don't know how many people are in here who have been here before, other than Mr. Gabriel. For those who don't know, the PS TV is a PS Vita without the screen, and you can plug it into your TV, and play handheld games on a TV screen at a max resolution of 720p, maybe. Vita games don't run at 720p, they run at 540p because that's the screen res of the handheld. So, in any case, the PSTV, for whatever reason, even though it has native support for a PS4 controller, it did not receive any kind of functionality update that lets you use the headphone jack on the bottom of the controller at all. Like, nothing literally happens when you plug it in. So party chats can be an issue because USB headsets also aren't supported. So you're pretty much left with Bluetooth. And Bluetooth on the Vita, I'm pretty sure it's Bluetooth 2 point something, is absolutely atrocious. And also, if you're recording something like this, good luck capturing that audio, because it just sends all audio out to Bluetooth headphones. You can't split the audio like a PS3 or something like that. So, it's just kind of a disaster. You need another Vita off to the side with a different account, and then I could like talk into it, and that could be a solution. But it's very inconvenient. What's my favorite game on the Vita? That's tough. I got a lot of good games. I'm playing, as funny as it sounds, I've been playing Fruit Ninja on my Vita recently. I forgot I had it on there, so I'm like, it's most definitely an old version of the game, so there's a lot missing from it, but then again, I feel like just that classic Fruit Ninja feel, you miss it sometimes if you used to play it back in the day. But my favorite game, I think, might be Uncharted Golden Abyss. The atmosphere that game's able to create, like if you just get a good pair of headphones and you're on like more of the mountain levels or the outdoor sections, even some of the indoor sections. No, wait, I haven't killed you. There we go. Like, just get a good pair of headphones and you can just lose yourself in it. They did such a phenomenal job with the audio. Like the atmospheric audio, I think. Like the water sounds like water, and there's subtle wind if you're high up in the mountains. He's right behind me, isn't he? What else? And there's like, obstruction audio too, like if you're behind a wall or something, like the water will sound like it's behind the wall. And the echoey sound effect, and just everything. I like audio, and it's a great game for that, and it looks good. You know what, for a launch title Vita game, they did a great job with it, and it makes me sad that if that was what they were able to do with launch first-party titles, imagine what they could have done later on down the line had they stuck with it. Grants immunity to burn damage. Okay, I could fight Captain Flint with that if I wanted to. Haha, funny number. So, but yeah, Uncharted. And it uses the controls, like, as much as a lot of early Vita games had annoying control schemes, because, oh, everybody's contractually obliged, it feels, to use literally every single control feature on the game. Oh my god, I thought the texture was missing. But I feel like Uncharted, you can ignore a lot of it a lot of the time. Like, you don't need to use the touch screen to climb everything, although you can if you want. Like, it is legitimately convenient sometimes, but if you want to just do the classic controller style, then you can do that. The aiming with the sniper is also pretty nice. Like with the back touchpad, you can zoom in and out. The gyroscope aiming is also really nice for headshots. Like, this game also has the gyroscope aiming. Doesn't work on a PSTV because, again, no functionality with the DualShock's gyroscope in either PS4 and PS3 controller. But on the handheld, it's just... I would rather not use it on the handheld version, simply because the frame rate just isn't up to par, and it's just a jittery mess. Like, you're better off You're not going to get any kind of precise control with all the hitching that goes on in this port. So I'm not really hurt that gyroscope aiming didn't make it to this PSTV version. So, do we? What else? What else did Uncharted do well? It had some cool little fun touchscreen mini games. I guess, you know, the charcoal rubbing's pretty cool, and putting together some of the puzzles is really nice. And the back camera, when there's one level that uses it, and I'm ashamed that only this one game with one level seemingly use this feature. What are you doing, sir? Goodbye. You need to shine a light through the back of the, well, you don't know it's a map yet, but it turns into a map. And, you know, you're like, oh, it just says, put the piece of paper up to light. Let me do this in real life and see if that works. So yeah, when you stick the thing up to a light, it will slowly start revealing the map. It's the coolest thing ever. And it is only ever used once. So. Let me see a Sham. I can take it. I've been hurt before, but this might be the greatest pain anyone could ever feel, is not getting the Sham drop. Minecraft's also pretty good on the Vita. Like, I mean, it's Minecraft, right? You know, Legacy Console Edition. I just like that version of the game anyway, but having it on the go and not having it be broken is also pretty nice. What else? What else? What else? What else is on there? Killzone. I loved Killzone on the Vita. I loved it when they had that multiplayer still on there, but the bot zone's pretty fun. There could have been some insane Vita exclusives if developers committed to the console. Oh, absolutely, there could have been. Like, I think frequently, sometimes, you know, too frequently, that, like, what if we got a Vita God of War game? Like a dedicated... I know you could play God of War 1 and 2 in the two PSP games on a Vita. Technically, you can play every God of War game on a Vita aside from Ascension, because you can just remote play the other three. But that's not, like, Vita exclusive, right? Like, imagine if there was... And I'm sure they would have. Every Sony console since God of War's inception has had an exclusive God of War game. So I guarantee, had there had been popularity for the Vita, they would have done something like that. There was like supposed to be a BioShock Vita game too. Like, they announced it at one of the, I don't know if it was E3 or if it was a Sony event that they announced it at, but like, they showed the BioShock logo. The logo. That means game, right? No. They showed the logo and everything, and everybody got their hopes up, and then I think they showed that off in 2011 when the Vita launched, and then I don't know when they canceled it, or if they cancel it kind of like under the rug. But that could have been a thing. A few indie games too, right? Like I forget what, Deltarune, is that what the Uncharted 2 game, or not Uncharted 2. I'm forgetting the names of things. What's that game called? Deltarune's prequel. Undertale. Undertale's on the Vita, and honestly, I feel like it's like the perfect place to play it. It's a nice little handheld pocket experience, and on the OLED screen, it's real nice. And again, get some good headphones, listen to that music. But like, the sequel could have made it to the Vita, but it just came out after the support for Vita had died. Hello, sir. What are you doing here? Thank you. He's got the high ground. That's copyrighted. I don't know. What might have been, and the modding community, props to them. You know what, they're porting a whole bunch of games from, I think it needs to be like an Android APK or something. But like, they're porting a whole bunch of games, they're making their own games, like, on a modded system, and you can download them and play them. Some dude remade, like, you know that old PT demo that never turned into a real game on the PS4? Somebody made that, like fully remade it from the ground up, same sounds and everything on the Vita, and you can, like, if you have a modded system, you can download and play it. Like, it's great, and it runs great, and it looks phenomenal. So, you know, there's that. Somebody ported Mario 64 onto there. Bugdom, if you're an old Mac gamer, Bugdum's on there. Nanosaur, the original Nanosaur's on there. Like, there's just so much you could have done with the Vita. You put RetroArch on it. You can put Adrenaline, so you can fully unlock its PSP capability, which I think was, and I mean, I know they tried to do this, but it was a huge missed opportunity on Sony, because a lot of PSP games ran at unlocked frame rates. So when you give it more power, give the game more power, it will run better. Battlefront 2, the PSP version, is a great example of this, that you could do legitimately, because they had another party, because they had put it on the store, and on the Vita, or on the PSP, it kind of ran like garbage. On the Vita, though, it runs phenomenally. Binding of Isaac also has a really obscure port to the Vita. Oh, really? It does? Damn. So, there's a lot of exclusive, like, digital exclusive games on the Vita store, at least. So, I'm hoping it lives for quite a long time. I know you can get these things illegitimately, and when the day comes, that's what you're gonna have to do if you want to play Vita games, but you know what, then those developers aren't getting the money for the games that they made, though. Like, I know they're only a couple bucks on the Vita if you buy them digitally, but still, you know, support the creators that you like the stuff from in terms of video games. Where are you? Are you far enough away you're not gonna run at me? So, like, they really, like, looking back and just kind of seeing what we have now, they really pushed for the Vita to kind of be that all-out little portable console. Like, you had cross-console party chat with PS4 players. There was a lot more cross-play games back then than there are now, or I guess that, you know, still exist. You know, you could watch Netflix, you could watch YouTube, you could watch, I think Crunchyroll existed on the Vita for a time. PlayStation Now was on the Vita, so you could stream PS3 and some PS4 games. You could put music, you could put movies, you could put photos on it. Like, you could do everything with this. And, I mean, I know that sounds like a smartphone, and that's ultimately why the Vita died the way it did, is because lack of support from Sony and smartphones. Best viewers on Streambot.com remove the space. I missed that person, that bot on Twitch. And now look at the portable consoles we have today. I mean, you know what? Oh, the Portal's cool and all, but, like, what can I do with it? Stream games? I can't even play games from it. Apparently it was also released physically, but only one copy of the game is... One copy's documented online? Was it like a limited run release? Because I know a lot of Vita games, near the end of its kind of game releasing window, got limited run releases. And even then, I don't know how many of those actually made it into people's hands. I'm not liking the lack of stuff. Where are you? No. White items at this stage of the game. 670, another funny number. But, I don't know. There's so many, and as time goes on, physical Vita games are going to get more expensive, right? So, the very few that exist. Pretty sure MLB The Show 15 was the only MLB game that was released physically, but not, like, it only came with a digital code, so And I don't know if you could download that one. I think it was like an only a physical release and you needed the download code. So I don't know how much of that game actually exists. I'm sure somebody's probably saved it online somewhere. Honestly, I have no clue, but it's one of the most sought after physical Vita games. Really? I've never heard of that one. Like, I mean, I've heard of Binding of Isaac, but I've never heard of, like, the Vita physical version being sought after. But then again, I didn't even know that it had a physical version, so. Did it? Well, no, you just said the physical version. Because there's, like, I feel like there's a couple tiers that you could put these things in, right? Like there's the physical version that people are really after. For the sake of, just having the physical version. And then there's the physical version that people, it's highly sought after because the game flat out doesn't exist anywhere else. Like, I know the Amazing Spider-Man game shot up in price after they delisted all Spider-Man games from the Sony stores. Or at least the Activision ones. Why are you laughing at me? So, the Vita version was already obscure enough. And take it off the digital store, and now you've got a very expensive Spider-Man game. But I mean, you can swing around in the city. That's the other thing. The Vita version Amazing Spider-Man got the open world over the Wii. Like, I feel like the Wii is probably a little more powerful, or just as powerful as a Vita. Has wall power. But no. Does anybody want the Borderlands 2 physical release? No, that's probably not a good idea. It's probably the worst way to obtain this version of the game. Despite the fact that I love this version of the game, it's probably the worst way to do it. At least now. Because if you want the DLC for this game, you can't buy it separately. Like, you can't go... Oh, we got some frames there. You can't go onto the Vita store and buy the... I think they only count... Where's the drops, man? What am I doing wrong? I think you can only buy it, like, by buying the game. And if you buy the game physically, good luck getting the DLCs that way, because the codes are absolutely expired, and I don't know if it's a case of, the code says it's expired, but it still technically works. Because I know a lot of PS3 and 360 stuff, that's the case. At least it was the case on the 360. But the Vita, and like the codes on the Vita version of Borderlands 2, let me look at mine. Keep in mind, the game came out in 2014 on the Vita. Let me over. The code lasted barely 2 years, so 2016 was when these codes would have expired. And I guarantee they did not make physical versions of this game any longer than when the game was released. So, for those that didn't see it, that's the version of the game we're playing right now. The PSTV does accept cartridges, so that's what we get to use here. Well, it's a full screen. There we go. Borderlands 2 on the Vita comes with 6 add-ons. It did come with 6 add-ons. And there's the back of it. 10 megabytes for a save file. It's not bad. Also, while I have people here, let me just show this off again, because it's cool. Anybody ever see a physical release of the Mac version of the game? Anybody ever see that? I found this on eBay and decided to pick it up. It was like $8. Not bad. It's still sealed, so Well, you can play it on Steam, and literally no Mac computer has a disk drive on it anymore. It's still something fun to add to the collection. And I'm pretty sure it's the only physical version of Borderlands of any of the games that ever came out on the Mac. Like, I don't think Pre-Sequel got one, and the first one didn't get one. Guarantee Borderlands 3 didn't get one, so... Mr. Gabriel, answer me this. Because I don't remember. Could you video chat with people on the Vita? Like, did it ever come with an app that let you do that? I know on the PSP you could get Skype if you had the camera that came with that. Why you'd want to Skype with a PSP, I don't know. I wonder if that like actually like worked cross compatibility, like if you had a PC with Skype, or if it had to just be strictly two PSPs. I wonder. Because it had the front and rear facing cameras, so I would think that it would have had video conferencing. But then again, I don't know. Maybe it was a feature that died super quickly, like YouTube. YouTube only lasted 2 years on the Vita. They killed the official app in 2016, and then you could still use it on the web browser, and I think to an extent you still can. But it doesn't work for a lot of things, and you can't change the video resolution either. Oh. Like, it'll play at whatever default... Yeah, it had Skype. Oh, that's clutch. It'll play at whatever default resolution, like 360p. And you can't watch, like, past live streams. You can't watch VODs. You can't watch current live streams. You can only watch videos. No. I said it earlier. I've spoken it into existence. The customization. I already have it too. Oh, woe is me. But it's okay though. We gotta be optimistic. At least we're getting drops. Literally anything else would have been cooler, but we're getting drops nonetheless. And I'm more than positive that Bunker on the Vita does not drop pearls. We would have got in 672 runs we would have gotten a pearl. I guarantee it we would have. But man, it had Skype. That's pretty cool. I don't have any memory of the Skype app. I don't know if when I got my Vita it was after that time, or if it was on the store but I just never had a need for it, so I just never downloaded it. Like, the Vita also had all the sports apps, too. Like, you could download the MLB app, you could download the NHL app. I think for a time you could also watch, like, the games on the Vita, too, like, through the app. But those services changed so much, even just, like, on the regular, like, phone side, right? Like, their apps changed so much, and the Vita and PS3 versions got dropped quickly. Netflix survived for quite a while on the Vita. I don't know if it works anymore. I don't really watch Netflix anymore, so I can't really confirm that, but it worked, I think. Last time I remember checking it out was like 2022, which is pretty long for a Vita Netflix. I know it still works on the PS3, like, there's no problem there, and YouTube still works on the PS3. If you have patience, but it works. I don't know. Vita also had the near feature. For those who don't know, it was Sony's answer to Nintendo's Street Pass, Spot Pass functionality, where when you passed the other 10 people in the world that owned a Vita at the time, you could get, like, rewards or something. I don't know. I never passed somebody else with a Vita when it was still a service, so I don't really know what you could have gotten. You could get gifts for the games that you played. Like, I have Super Stardust Delta, whatever it's called, on my Vita. And it keeps telling me you have gifts available through Nier. And I can't do anything with it, because the Nier service doesn't exist. Which kind of sucks, because it's one of the few apps that still exist on the Vita that has so much charm to it. Like, it reminds me a lot of the iOS 6 days that the iPhone and the iPods used to have. Like, it had, like, texture in the app, if that makes sense. Like, there was a whole lot of texture, a whole lot of sensory stuff. It had so much little jingles and charms to it, and it really looked like something built for from the ground up, made for the Vita. And it still looks like that today. You can still click on it and load the app up, and the little music that it had will play, but that's about it. It does not function anymore as anything. You can also use your email, and I think you still can, to some extent, use your email on the Vita. That was the old way of how you would mod a PS TV back then. You'd have to email yourself all the files and then open them up on the PS TV, and that's how you'd mod it. And that's how you'd unlock all the functionality for your games, because not every game runs on here. So shockingly enough, the Netflix app did not run on the PS TV. I don't know why. That's like, they just never sent out an update, and they were sending out updates for it. Believe me, at that time they were sending out updates for the app still. They never sent out an update for the PS TV. I don't know why. It has HDCP on it, so it's not like that was an issue of copyright protection, and they're like, whoa, we don't want to update our app on that system because of that. And YouTube didn't work, although I think YouTube was killed off before the PS TV really was a thing. Uncharted doesn't work. Killzone does work. Killzone is one of the few, like Killzone and Minecraft, I think, were one of the very few games that not only got PS TV support, but they also got like proper, what do you call them? Like button images, button prompts, like for the controller that you'd be using, so it would, you know, if you had a PS4 controller, it would show the PS4 controls, and the PS3 controller would show those. Borderlands 2 is a little different. It just shows the Vita controls. Like, it doesn't show colored buttons or the start and share buttons. A very vague memory of seeing Spotify on the 3DS. It could have. I don't know. I have no idea. I did have a 2DS for many years, but I haven't looked at it in a while. PS3 has Spotify. I think it might still work on the PS3. I'm not sure. I don't know what you'd use Spotify for on the PS3 outside of literally just sitting on the main menu and listening to music. Quick question, why would you want to get one at level 61? Well, you know, the thing about that is, the Vita version did not get the Ultimate Vault Hunter Upgrade Pack 2. So 61 is the max level on the Vita. And there's no Digistruct peak, so no OP levels. So this is max level for us right now. And so that's the highest we can get the shield on this version. I know it sucks, but when we get to the VR version, we're gonna do a full playthrough of the VR version and get all the way max level. We'll get the Sham for, you know, level 72 on that one, because it did not also get no fight for Sanctuary. Oh, you suck. Hang on, sir. Okay, fair enough, yeah. But yeah, PS3, I don't know why you'd want Spotify on there unless you're just sitting on the home menu and doing music, because it did not have enough RAM to run that and a game. But you know what, to be fair, I think a lot of people, if you were listening to music on a PS3, you were probably just listening to it on the main menu anyway. Plug it into a nice pair of speakers, and because you could play CDs on them, and you could rip CDs, so you could put your whole music library on there. Your face in a funky way this time. Oh my god! I want to see something cool. I'm not seeing a lot of that yet. 4. Man. To my knowledge, still, and we have to keep checking this, the more we do. Ooh, it's a conference call. Is that a conference call? That is a conference call. Honestly, the graphics aren't bad at all. Are you watching this on a phone screen? Because that might be why. The Vita version was made for a 5.5-inch touchscreen. Was it 5? Yeah, it was 5.4 inches. And playing it, so if you're watching it on a phone, it's not going to look terrible. If you're playing on a TV, might look a little questionable because you're putting a 540p game on a 40-inch or bigger TV. I am. That's probably why. The colors are a little off. Like the color and the lighting are a little off, I find, if you're watching it on a phone too. Like compared to Mr. Zach, welcome my friend. It's been a while since you've caught one live. How are we tonight? Or today, I guess, for you. It's morning time. Because, yeah, Vita version is lacking a lot of the lighting functionality that every other version of the game has. So, but you know what? It's not bad. And when you put it with a PS4 controller, it makes it that much more bearable. Because, you know, extra buttons and all that fun stuff. You got a slag grenade? It is a little jarring, though, I will say, if you're playing with a PS4 controller, because every other instance, I'm sure when you've used a PS4 controller, you're not used to frame rate and unresponsiveness such as this. So it's a little bit of a culture shock. It's hard to explain, because quite literally no PS4 game runs like this. I'm good, hope you're well. I am. I'm getting better. You know, it's been like 10, 11 days, but I'm almost at 100%. Still got cough and mild congestion, but I'm a lot better than what we were a couple days ago. Oh, you're big. Goodbye. Oh, you're not big, but I don't like you either. Hey! Boom. Disappear. Magic. Just saw Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie a lot better than the first one. That is more like the games. I saw one clip from the second one. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I don't know what place. Oh, I would love to see a Sham now, since people are actually in the stream and might think I'm crazy and that it doesn't exist. I promise you we've got one. We've got the 70... We have the 77 Sham in the inventory right now. So we have the rare shield on the opposite end of the spectrum. Not the big squares when loading for me. Nah, what big squares? What are you talking about? We're fine. Yeah, like if that's a slag, it looks black to me instead of purple color. What are you saying? Yeah, I know. The textures are a little... Oh, here, I'll show you something, since you're new, Mr. or Mrs. Modest. You wanna see textures, you wanna see weird textures. There's one gun that I love showing off to people. Because it's quite literally an anomaly, and it does not exist like this in any other version legitimately. The Bone Shredder 2.0 is a pretty good gun in normal mode when you get it. And even in TVHM, it's pretty good. In the Vita version, you don't know what you're firing. And what I mean by that is that the texture, they just didn't put it in this version. It does not exist anywhere. That being said, I don't know if you were to go into the files and then locate the texture picture there or something, but like, to my knowledge, it does not exist anywhere within this game. You cannot find it. You can find the gun. Also, peep that laggy inventory. We got some Seraph weapons. You can get the gun and you can use it. It's just, here it is. The Bone Shredder. What a lovely piece of hardware. As you can see, the aiming reticle is here. But the rest of it is not. And surprisingly enough, the game runs a little better when you're holding this because it doesn't have to render in a gun. I don't know. It shoots. It does all the... Ooh, that didn't... That didn't feel good. It does all the gun things. Here's the reload. It's the Schizo Bone Shredder. What in God's name? No, not even God himself knows what happened here. But yeah, we're just holding hopes and prayers. This is that. You can inspect it. That's the right side. Inspect. Here it is. If you needed a closer look, here I'll zoom in for you here, in case you couldn't see it. We'll pan around the gun so you can see all of its features and angles. It's just not here, you know, and that's fine. It doesn't need to be here. I'm not using it anyway, but I always find it funny. Like it's beautiful. Exactly. It's not the form of the thing. It's its nature or whatever. Is that what? Okay, I missed the. That's what Brock says. Do I not have a level 61 Slaga? Or do I just have the one? I think I just have the one. This volcano we also got from Bunker, by the way. It was a world drop. Okay, I guess that's the one. Since we're here, I'll show off the other Sham. Bullets go fast, Slaga. I've only kept a couple of the Shams. I haven't kept all 21 of them. There's the 77 Sham. So we have achieved the rare shield variant, just not on the one that you want, but it's still cool that we did get it. Highest one that we found, I think, was a 90%. Yeah. So, you know, we have found some things. Oh, look, we get some sunset, so there's a mild baked lighting. Volcano's pretty decent on Axon. I don't think he's gonna be decent on Bunker, but at least we have it. But yeah, that was just a world drop. Like, we got it in Bunker's initial pile of stuff that he drops. We just found it there. We found a few legendaries, actually. I haven't been keeping count of them. Mr. Actus, who's an avid viewer of the channel and also in the Discord, he is putting together a compilation of all the Sham drops that we've acquired. So, oh no, that sometimes happens, I forgot. Sometimes when you unequip the gun, the bullet decal stuff, whatever you want to call this, see that? Will make itself known, and then it just becomes epileptic, an epileptic nightmare. I think restarting, or like, save quitting fixes this, but I don't want to cause anybody to seize, especially not in this game. It's not worth it. Ew. But yeah, like I said earlier, once we get it on here, eventually, once we kind of put the Vita version to rest, at least it's playable. I think many people would disagree with you on that. We got ourselves a Sham! Finally! It's been too long! Alright, without walking up to it, what do we think the percent's gonna be? I'm guessing 85. This is a game that we play. Whenever one drops, I just have people guess as to what percentage they have. It can drop anywhere from 77 to 94. So I'm guessing 85. I'm just going middle of the pack. What do we think? Without looking at its parts. Anybody have a guess? If not, that's okay. I will look at it. In 94? I got it right! No way! Might as well guess 94. Yeah, but if you guess 94, then it's not gonna happen. Although, I guessed 85 and that happened, so maybe I should have picked a different number for my guess. We got 22 Shams now. We gotta keep count for documenting purposes. Because, as I was saying earlier, I don't think I actually got my thought out. I think if we get a Sham, we will be the first person, or first people in history to ever acquire the 94 Sham on the Vita version. first people to ever document it. I don't know if somebody has found one and they've just never said anything about it. That's entirely possible. But in my mind, I don't know the amount of people who have actually played the Vita version this far through and have wanted to put the time into this farm. So, gotta look at all farms as 50-50. You either get it or you don't. You know what? I guess that's fair. That doesn't fly in data management class, unfortunately. They kind of look at you like you're crazy when you say that. It's the only way I keep my sanity farming. You know what? If I was doing this and not streaming, I don't think I'd have sanity. But the fact that I'm streaming it and other people are here to suffer with me too, you know, you can kind of divvy out the lack of sanity. Together we form one sane being. Did we fix the bullets? Yes, we fixed the bullets. Okay, thank God. You know, that can actually, depending on the gun, depending on the preset, or, yeah, prefix, and depending on your build, if you're somebody who likes having a lot of projectiles come out of your guns, having that problem that we just had, the visual pollution's legitimately unplayable. Like, you just have to quit the game. Alright. Here we go. Long kill. See, now this is where I get into my head where I'm like, oh, I sat for a while and looked in my inventory for a while, and then we finally got one, and I didn't kill him instantly. It's my brain telling me I need to do that again, otherwise I won't get one. No! Come back! Yeah. He still has will to live. We'll fix that. Come on. You think if everybody petitions enough, they'll add a... Oh wait, I forgot he's not dead yet. They'll add the 94 Sham back into Borderlands 4. So that's something that people would want, or that they just not care about Borderlands 4 enough to want it. Just add the whole bunker boss fight back into the game this exact same way it is, but instead you get to use Borderlands 4 guns on them. No shams. It really is an accident. You need to adjust your priorities. Sometimes we'll get some drops out of here, like, in a row. I think we've had... That's a very long title. I think we've had maximum 4, like, good drops or legendary drops in a row at a bunker. 2 or 3 of them being from his main pile, and then a couple or 1 being from the gun. So you always gotta watch. You always gotta be vigilant. I must remain awake. There's still many shams that need to be found. I know some people, when they're just playing, you know, I look at these posts on Reddit or something, and I'm like, oh, look at this dude. He got a story kill 94 Sham. Took him 1 kill to get it. Meanwhile, we're over here 676 runs into this, and I think the Sham is a great shield, but it's more of a novelty at 94%. I'd say other Seraph shields outshine the Sham gameplay-wise. Oh, for sure. Like, through normal mode, I'd say the Sham is probably, like, where it shines, because the bullets that you absorb are the ones that you're not taking damage from. So, you know, the more absorb chance, the better, but at the same time, there's just so many bullets flying at you in UVHM, and everything just kills you, so it kind of kills you dead. I don't know what the shield capacity is relative to other ones. I'd imagine it's not the highest shield capacity, but 2, 3, 4 shots that don't fall into that 94%, then you're bye-bye shield. There's no other perks to it other than ammo regen. I feel like most people, too, by the time they get to UVHM, ammo consumption and ammo management isn't really a problem. You have all your SDUs upgraded and ammo's literally everywhere, and if you really do need ammo, you can just switch it back to normal mode and go to Three Horns and buy ammo for $5 a pop. So, on a Vita, that's maybe not the best way to do it, just because loading is a thing. Oh. He's shaking. He can't handle the pressure. We kill. Nope, no, we can't kill him. No B shield equals no success. Weave. Weave. Boom. Give me shield. Big Boom Blaster, Evolution, Antagonist, crazy good Seraph shields. I mean, yeah. You know what? Are all those in the Vita version? Because you can get some Seraph items in the Vita. Whatever Seraph items existed in the Oasis and the Torg DLC, you can acquire. Maybe we'll do that too. Like, I know after this I want to do pearl hunting. See if we can collect all the pearls that exist on the Vita version. Because we're playing this version to completion. We're collecting all the rare stuff. We're collecting all the super rare stuff. We're collecting this stupid shield for some reason. We played multiplayer. We know what multiplayer looks like on here. We've played through all the DLCs. We know what that looks like. We've played all the raid bosses. Except we have to beat Master Gi. We tried doing that in multiplayer. Apparently the gate glitch just doesn't work on multiplayer for the Vita. At least, I don't know if that's just the gate glitch in general on the Vita, or if it's the fact that we were in multiplayer it wasn't working. Because we tried. We really tried. And to kill him legitimately is one of the worst things ever. I don't know why you design a boss fight that, like, you literally cannot just do regular damage to him. Worst farm I ever did was the Becca Pearl. What'd you do for that one? As I figure here, the only way we can pearl farm efficiently is just the midget farm, which thankfully exists in this version. And I'm pretty sure, other than Mr. Honest Liar, that's where we got our one pearl gun. So, that's what we'll have to do. But at least it's a little more fun than doing this over and over again. After about, 500 runs of this, you kind of gets in your head. You're doing the same thing over and over again. But so that's why when I do these, you gotta think of something or multiple somethings to talk about. Otherwise it gets stale real fast. And I'm all for sitting in silence, but when you're streaming, that kind of goes against the purpose. Oh god, that's even worse. I did a tubby farm in Fight for Sanctuary that you don't have, but it was still atrocious. Oh man. Yeah, the Vita version did not get Fight for Sanctuary. I figured, probably wouldn't, seeing that the PS3 and 360 didn't get it because lack of RAM. That was their excuse. I just think they didn't have access to the PS3 360 dev kits anymore and literally had no means of putting the game on it, but they just didn't want to say that for whatever the reason. Because that one came out in... When did Fight for Sanctuary come out? 2019? Didn't it come out, like, right before Borderlands 3? Like several years after the game came out. Hey, it's not funny anymore. Hey. I lived to get out of the splash zone. Yeah, right before. Okay. They still gonna put it on the Vita. The Vita was still getting digital games up until 2021. You know, it's just not funny anymore. We got one Sham. And I'm pretty sure the 94 has the honeycomb on it. The honeycomb part, whatever that's called. I don't know my parts on guns and things. All I know is that it has that. 6, 7, 8. Haha. Is it still snowing? No, it's not snowing anymore. We still continue. We do this. This is the grind that must be done in order to get this shield, so we know. I'm actually just gonna cross-save once. You never know. Fred, there's a few copies of Fred on other consoles. That's the thing that you can do also if you want to break this port of the game. Max item, or max level gear, level 72 gear. You can technically put it on this version, just transfer the character over to a PS3 or a PS4. Put that gear into the inventory of the person from, like, your safe. Bring it back onto the Vita, and even though it didn't get the update, the UVHM2 update, I'd like to think that it exists in the base code of the game, because it will display on the item card, level 72 required, even though it didn't, you know, it didn't exist. When you start putting OP level gear in there, then it's just like, oh hey, you gotta install the DLC that has this thing, even though it's not available on there. You still gotta figure it out. Otherwise, it just won't show up in your inventory. Mr. John, long time no see. How's it going, my friend? How are you tonight? I'd have to mix it up, but I support your torture. We play other games on the channel, you know what? Like, we play Battlefront, we play Borderlands 1, we play Minecraft. We play Rec Room, we play Rocket League. Like, we play a whole bunch of other games. So this isn't the only thing that we're playing. And to be fair, when I did play this game, like, you know, 2-3 streams in a row, we were playing through the story, so things changed. It wasn't just this over and over and over and over. You gotta stop hitting me now. I need B-shield damage. Can't see bullet trails, so... That's the thing, if you're not using an elemental gun on this version, good luck seeing what you're shooting at. Because quite literally you cannot see the bullets come out of the guns. I finally got the fire SMG from Bunker, oh my god. See, that's the dedication we need to make this farm happen. Broski, it's been like 2 months, I think, since Mr. John was last in a stream. And he finally got the Bunker SMG, the fire version. That is commitment. True commitment. I'm ready. Oh. I lied. I'm not ready. Is it actually a good SMG? I've never actually used it as a gun. I've just been collecting them. Collected 31 of them. I don't think I've ever found one in fire, though. Or maybe we have, and I just didn't care. You suck!
Look at that.
No, I won't look at it. It sucks. We got max money out the wazoo. We've got max iridium out the wazoo. Like, bruh. Yeah, it's really good accuracy. It's like 97%. What if I just, like, am really good with a joystick? Doesn't that mean every gun is 100% accuracy? No, it's like bullet spread, I think. That's accuracy, right? Is that what that is? Is that what that translates to? Or item stability? Because realistically, if you're just really good at aiming a gun, your accuracy is 100%. Unless there's like some, well, even if there's bullet drop or something like that, you just account for it so you're really good at holding the gun. It's technically 100%. That's the thing, too. When you're playing the VR version of this game, when you have varying accuracies, it's just funky to look at. It's like, yeah, I'm holding the thing straight, so I know where I'm aiming. And I know where it should hit. But because there's an accuracy factor, that still comes into play even in the VR version. So, like, your gun will just go, like it'll just start acting all funky. So, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird to see. You kind of adjust for it, I guess, but I'm holding gun and I don't physically feel any of the recoil, and it just starts aiming at everything that's not the thing I want to shoot at. Yeah, I like it. It's just something different to use. You know what? That's fair. There's bajillions of guns in this game, so I'm sure somebody's found a love for one of them. I use Salvador, so I mainly use Grog and Practicable, Conference Call, and All Elements. Oh, you got the All the Element Conference Call. That must have been one hell of a farm. Yeah, straight line of bullets to your reticle. Yeah. Funny enough, if you don't know on the Vita version, because it didn't get the Tiny Tina DLC, if you want to farm a Conference Call strictly on the Vita, you're in for hell. Similar to this. No handsome sorcerer to kill. I mean, I'm sure you've used the hail before, or the lead storm. The bullet trajectory is ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess there's some guns where no matter how good you can hold it, there's no winning with the accuracy. Oh, what the hell? What was that? It was an unusual lag spike, and I've played this game long enough to know where all the lag spikes should and should not occur. Like, I can tell immediately when there's a multiplayer lag spike that happens, when somebody's joining in. You could moonshot farm the conference call from the warrior. Yeah, you could moonshot it, but think about the Vita load times. Is it really any faster? Like, I mean, I guess you increase your chances significantly, but in terms of the actual physical time you're going to be spending there, reloading the game every single time, it kind of sucks. I mean, to be fair, you know what? Vita load times aren't terrible if you're in smaller areas. Like, the warrior area isn't bad. And it actually, before you get to the actual fight, it actually runs pretty good on here. It's just once you start fighting them and once you start shooting stuff out, then yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, it took me forever to get the elemental conference call. Yikes. I'll be back in a bit. Good to be in the stream as always. Alright, no problem, Mr. John. You take your time. We're still going to be here for a little while. You're playing a whole different game. I know, it is like... It's quite literally as much as it's on a Vita, you know. It's a different version of the game. You have to play it differently compared to the other versions of the game. Because of, as we were talking about earlier, because of all the stability issues in some areas, like exploitation preserve or whatever that area is called, you have to play it differently because the game will, like, it's 100% guarantee the game will crash after a while. Like, after you get past a certain point, if you open your inventory or pause the game, it will crash. So you have to play accordingly. Like, you have to be like, alright, this is the loadout I want before I get to that point of the level. I need to make sure I have enough ammo going into it because I can't access vending machines without the game crashing. I gotta make sure I kill enemies quick enough so they don't all spawn in at the same time. Otherwise, it'll crash the game. Like, you legitimately need to play it differently. And for some of the characters and some of the levels, when the controls are concerned, you physically have to play it differently because it won't control the same way that you're used to. There he is. I love the quick kills. We haven't had enough of those. I'm still wondering if you were to bore bunker, it would crash the Vita. Like, it has to crash the Vita. There's no world where it crashes the PC version, yet it won't crash this version. Like, for God's sake, opening my inventory will crash this version. Let alone, using a literal DDoS kill method, built into the game as a feature. Wait. I didn't get to kill the other guys yet. Where is this guy? Okay. He's underneath me, I think. Ooh, the name calling. It's actually insane, man. I mean, if we're on the go using the Vita or a Via was all you had, it seems like a great option to have. Oh, for sure it was back in the day. Like, even with, and to be fair, you know what? This is the better running version of the game. Like, they added many updates to this to get it to where it is. It ran worse and was even worse in terms of stability. But for what it was before the Switch, before the Steam Deck, before all the other portable things, portable PCs, this was what you had for Borderlands Portable. And while it was still being updated, like before they added level 72, you technically had the full version of the game on the go. And you have the two other playable characters. You have Krieg and Engage. You can play as them. You have some form of multiplayer. Oops. Like, it's only 2-player multiplayer, it's not 4, which kind of sucks, but I understand, given how the game runs with 1 player. And that multiplayer does not require Wi-Fi to work. Like, if you're playing locally with somebody and you don't have a Wi-Fi connection, you can use the ad hoc network and it'll play. Or you can use PlayStation Network and, you know, play online with somebody with full in-game voice chat. That works. Or you could use the party. Like, you could do pretty much all that you would think you could do with a Borderlands game with this. Yeah, so I can get on board if it was great for its time. It was good for its time. You know what? People were still a little pissed off with the performance back then, because the Vita was, well, it wasn't really new when this came out, but the Vita was the modern handheld console of the time, and people were kind of more expecting it to be like a portable PS3, which in some cases it was. In other cases it wasn't. And if you look at the specs on paper, there's no way it could have been. But they did get, all things concerned, or considered, they did get a lot of PS3 games on here in some capacity. Those games usually ran worse and looked worse than a lot of the other Vita games. Like Gravity Rush looks great, Tearaway is phenomenal, Uncharted looks great. Those are games that are made to look like PS3 games, but were built for the Vita from the ground up. And you have this game, and The Amazing Spider-Man, and something else, some other games that were literally PS3 games ported onto here. PlayStation All-Stars, I think, is the exception because A, it's a Sony game, and B, it's not a big game. So it ran okay, and you could do cross-gen play and cross-buy and all that good stuff. Minecraft, too. Minecraft didn't have cross-multiplayer, but it was still a great port of the game. That's an example of, like, a PS TV game where I think it makes sense if you play it on the PS TV. especially back in the day where PS3s and 360s still cost a couple $100, whereas this was, you suck. This was, when it was brand new, it was $100. You could get these things on clearance for like $50 with a controller and a game. Like the Lego Movie bundle, I think, was the kind of bundle that was sold at the end of its life. For $50, you got a brand new PS3 controller, which today that sounds like a gift from God. You got a game, you got a full physical cartridge game, you got a full 8 gig memory card, I think, or either 4 or 8 gig memory card, and you got a whole console on top of that for $50. So like, yeah, you buy that for $50, you buy Minecraft for 20. For $70 total, you can play Minecraft Console Edition on your TV because it was the full console edition. I'm thinking about the Steam machine, but I'm electronically challenged, so I have no idea if the specs of it's actually supposed to be good. I mean, the specs that they released for it, they're they're fine. Like they're not gonna blow your PC out of the water, and it's a tough market that they're kind of putting it into. It'll depend on how much it costs, and everybody's speculating about the cost, right? Because it's not more powerful than a PC. In some cases, it can do more than a console, but in most cases, it can't do more than like a PS5 or PS5 Pro. So if you price it like a console, it'll probably sell well because you have full access to PC games. If you price it more than a console at all, like if you're anywhere near that $700 to $800 range or more, you've shot yourself in the foot because you can get PCs for that price. Whoa. Oh no! I've been killed by my own hand. My own righteousness was too much. There we go. For like 800, 900, even $1,000, you can get a decent PC that'll play games decently now, especially with all the AI upscaling crap that they have. So like, you know, it'll be, the price will make or break the system. But if you don't care about the PC price, if you don't care about console price, like, you're hell-bent on buying the Steam machine because you want to play games, like all PC games, and play them on your TV, and you don't care about the other ones, then, you know what, I say go for it. It'll, like, it's easier than buying a PC and setting it up and plugging it into your TV. And if you want to expand your library, it'll be better than a console. I want to stream in mods without having to get deep into the PC world. You know what? That's fair. Like, you could... I mean, you don't need to build your own PC. There's a lot of decent pre-builts out now that you could buy and, you know, just download OBS for free, and there you go. Like, if you're just streaming PC games, and you're not streaming them at like max quality, then you should be able to do it all from one pre-built PC. I want to break my Vita and crash it with this port. You gotta move past that, you know? You gotta find your inner zen and move past that. Otherwise, yes, this Vita TV would be out the window and across the road by long ago. But, you know what? For the farming, we're not in the game long enough, and we're not in a big enough area where it would crash from constantly playing it, so that's good. That saves us a lot of saving and loading and all that. Geo, good luck with that. RAM prices and GPU prices are going to be up due to shortage. I saw that. RAM is stupid. 32 gigs used to be $98. Now it's $400. Where were you buying it where it was like $98? At least in Canada, 32 gigs of RAM was probably upwards of $200. AI data centers. That's okay. We have our special 512 megabytes of RAM in our Vita, PS Vita TV. You can play all the games you could ever want to play on this thing. We're good. Oh, don't you dare move. Easy. Any percented that guy. Nose is itchy. I'm determined to acquire another Sham today. And it will be the one. We need to manifest it. Otherwise it won't happen. I'll buy a cake and everything. I'm dead. Oh, I'm alive. Look at that. This is the run. Nothing can kill me. I've been hit. Never mind, it's over. Got him. Crucial, one of the most well-known brands, and they are not manufacturing RAM for consumer use anymore. Really? That sucks. They're just selling the AI data centers now. That's stupid. Yeah, I remember Crucial used to be kind of the way to go for RAM. Steam, not stream. Oh. Well then, if that's the case, then yeah, you're... Oh! Damage! There's blood at the bottom of my screen. Hang on. You gotta stop. Stop shooting at my useless air support. That was a lot of bullets. Uh-oh. I'll melee kill you. I'll grenade jump there and smack you in the face. If anything, just get a Steam Deck and use it as a desktop before the price increases. You know what, that's fair. Handheld gaming PCs, some of them, depending on their age, you can find for a decent price. You can find for a decent price, and you can run games natively on there, and don't expect to run them at, like, max settings or anything like that, but you can play them at pretty looking settings, and, you know, you'll be fine. The only crappy thing is batteries on those suck. But, like, you know, if you're just using it as a desktop, then yeah, just plug it in and put a display cable on it and forget about it. The fans might just be a little loud, so, like, maybe like, put it under the desk or something. My laptop I'm using right now has a 1600 Ti, and it's perfectly fine. The battery just sucks. Steam Deck hooked up to a TV work decent. I mean, it should. Like, look at what we're using right now. We're using a PS TV hooked up to a TV, so, you know, or essentially a Vita hooked up to a TV. Right? Like, yeah, it'll be fine. Get the official dock. I didn't know it had an official dock. I was just thinking, plug it in with a USB-C cable or an HDMI cable or something, whatever it's got. I need a link. Bro's about to drop that Best Buy link in the chat. If you don't mind spending a little bit more cash, you can get the Steam Deck OLED, and then you're really almost at PS Vita level of peak. Go all in on a bid and get a deal. Oh, eBay. Nah. Oh, the music. I really wish Borderlands 2 on the Vita was one of those games that let you just, like, put your own music into it and you could listen to it over the game music. I know a lot of games back in, you know, the mid-2000s, well, I guess even with, like, the PS1, I don't know if it was an official feature, though, but I know you could break it and do it that way, but you could listen to music in your music library on your console, and it would replace the in-game music, and you could play, like, playlists and stuff. It was the coolest thing ever. Minecraft on the Vita supports that. It will get rid of the in-game music, stop playing it, and it would play your music in the background like it's a real music. It's the coolest thing ever, and then they kind of just got rid of that because nobody keeps music on their console locally anymore. You don't need the OLED if you're just plugging into a monitor. Yeah, I know you don't need it, but like OLED. Didn't the OLED have like slightly better processing power, or am I just thinking of nothing? Mildly disconcerting. Goodbye, arm. Oh, he disappeared. Drop the thing! Angry emotions. Defeated emotions. Anybody got another item I should be looking for while we do this? Just so it's not all for nothing. It has to be something that you know Bunker could drop, not like something that's quite literally he'll never drop. I like OLED as well, but it has terrible burn-in with constant use over time. It did, but barely noticeable. Y'all already hurting my brain. OLED is the type of screen that it uses. Typically how it works is that each pixel or each LED on the screen, you know, that's what makes the colors and the brightness and everything and displays your image. Each individual pixel, these things are like microscopic, can be turned on or off and can display any color. So when your screen is black, it shuts the pixel off and is true black. And if you have other stuff on the screen, then it creates this insane contrast ratio. Versus a regular screen called LCDs, which can't do that, and just display, like, it has to make red, green, and blue pixels, and it displays that wherever, and that's what makes your colors. Really small red, green, and blue combinations, but when you get to a black area, they can't just shut off, so that's why you have like a gray hue on it. So yeah, OLED lesson. Yeah, he's got a Torg! See, with that Vita detail, I could see him. The LED Steam Deck is just better because LED displays are less susceptible to screen burn-in. Well, and your battery's going to be better, I think. I think OLED uses slightly more power. Just a color trade-off, really. Nah, you're cooked. Sham and just picture the drops. Nah, he's got the customization too. That's the one problem with Bunker. Is that those three items share the same 3% drop chance. So the 94 Sham, if you do the math, it's like a 0.0048. I thought that guy went right beside me. 0.0048% chance of dropping. Hurt! You need to hurt for me to feel better. I'm downloading information here. Bro's downloading more RAM. I mean, technically you can do that now. Make your SSD part RAM. It's not nearly as fast as regular RAM, but it exists. Google Chrome has you now. Has every part of your computer. Ow. Come on, man. I can't give up, because that means the Sham drop chance is 0 and nobody else is going to do it for me. That's the one thing I didn't get done when I was on my placement for teaching. I didn't get a whole bunch of Vitas and sit the students down and have them Sham farm for me. Because then I could have increased my chances by 27%, or by 27 times, because there's 27 of them. Even if the principal walked in and be like, hey, we're doing stuff for the greater good. We're learning about math, the drop chances and all that, and more efficient ways to eliminate this boss based on numeral damage to his health, and I don't know. Fun fact, the Handsome Sorcerer drops the bee, but the explosion bubble that drops it is off the map. Really? He has like a different explosion bubble that's just not on the playing field? It's actually I didn't know that. It's a fun fact. That sucks though if you're trying to farm the bee from. I don't know anybody who's trying to farm the bee out of the Handsome Sorcerer, but who am I to judge? Ow, my hands are splitting. Low on ammo, refill any ammo type at the ammo dump vending machine. That's a lie. The early game ones don't have rocket ammo. Minecraft strat, sprint jumping. At least on the Vita, this kill doesn't take too long to do. As long as he spawns in here. Yeah, it all goes into the abyss. Oh, that's stupid. Why would they do that? But you can see it. Oh my god, even worse. I feel like I'd just rather not know it was there. Why would they do that? Is that like a bug? Or like they just forgot to move that drop bubble in bounds, or was it just done on purpose? Or like, hey, we don't want him to drop this thing, but we like accidentally made it so we couldn't, we can't undo it. So just move that off the map. Boom. Quick and easy. Ah. I hit both buttons by accident. It's happened before where I've just walked off the edge and killed myself. 2 jet loaders. There's something that's underneath, I don't know. Hello, sir. Goodbye, sir. Try standing on this side, maybe that's the problem. Doesn't like the left side. Usually you can tell, like, depending on how he drops things, his drop pattern is different on the Vita compared to other things. Lack of processing power, I think, has to makes up for that. So just throw stuff in very identifiable groupings and patterns. So like if he doesn't do a certain grouping, then you can kind of tell he's not going to drop anything. I have no idea, but it's not far off, so it seems accidental. I mean, it's possible that they just like, you know, just got some coordinates wrong with the drop bubble, but like, is the drop bubble or explosion, whatever you said, is it like the same as the other one that happens with Handsome Sorcerer? Like, meaning, like, you know, it's the same looking, like it's not like something that they designed after the fact and it looks different. I have no idea, but it's not that far off, and you said that, oh my god. Imagine on these 686 runs, there was a 94 Sham in the red chest, and you had missed it. What red chest? What, in the basement? Is that even possible? That's a lot of running. That would reduce the amount of runs we get. Like, we've gotten the 90 or the 77% Sham. Would you count it, or would you only counting drops? No, I would count it if we found it at all. But like, we've gotten the 77% Sham. So we know that it's possible to get that level of RNG. We've seen it. Exact same. Exact same what? Because the red chest is like in the other end of the stairs, right? Like you gotta run all the way around for that. And it adds a lot of running time. Come on. Quick and painless. For me, at least. There we go. No more for good measure. Not as fast as the Sandhawk, but you know what? It works. We get her done. We do the things. Ah! Drop it. I'll shoot your gun. I shouldn't have done that. I just... Oh, no! Excuse me, sir. That was mean. Yeah. What did he say? What? Oh no, it's not reasonable to check the chest, just the idea was there. I find it humorous. Well, I'm glad you find humor in my suffering. At least I'm gonna head out goodbye to bed. Alright, Mr. Gabriel. Have a great night. Have a great night's sleep. It was nice seeing you again here tonight, and I hope the rest of your week goes amazingly. You nothing. A pearl? Oh, we got a pearl! I was kidding! I thought it was a mishmash. We actually got a pearl from him. I didn't think it was possible. Oh my god. Do we I think we might have this one already. Oh my god. It took 687 runs, and we actually got a pearl from him. I'm stunned. Maybe this is a good omen. You know what? Maybe our ship won't get eaten by a giant whale, and this is a good omen. I think we might already have the Bearcat. But, like, just the fact that we saw one at all is... I was solely convinced that he did not drop any pearls. One down. We have a couple. I think we have like 3 total pearls out of... I don't know how many Gen 1 pearls there were. But I'll check in a second. And it's actually really good on accident. Oh, the Bearcat. I mean, I have my loadout that I like to use, but if you say so, I believe you. Man, I want more water. Water bottle, not big. Let's see. Let's see what we got. No, I don't think we have that one yet. So we got the Butcher, we have the Bearcat, and we have the Avenger. Well, it's a level 51 Avenger, but like we still have it. So we have 3 pearls out of, I don't know how many pearls Gen 1 had. Oh, we're full up on things, though. I'm gonna trash the actualizer. This was a gift from Mr. Honest Liar, but it's level 50, and honestly, I don't need it anymore. So I think we gave us like an on level 1 too, so we have to part ways with it because we need to have that one open spot for the 94 Sham. So I will sell it. Absolutely. Oh, that's not the sell button. That's the sell button. Also, for the longest time, and thankfully it was due to Mr. Flip, who was a really early watcher of the Borderlands 2 Vita series, he told me that you can sell trash, like all the trashed items that you have, in Borderlands 2. You just have to click, well, on here you have to click the left touchpad, and it works. Just because it does grenade splash damage, and that's the whole thing. Ah. That makes sense. I was gonna donate for the pearl drop, but that's not an option. Oh yeah, on YouTube, you need a certain number of subscribers before you're allowed to open up for donations and stuff, and I think it's 500 subscribers is the minimum. And we're not there, so that's okay though. I appreciate your thought. I appreciate your willingness to contribute, but it's not needed. We're here to have fun. If I stream on TikTok, usually that's where donations can go. Like, some people have donated there sometimes, but I'm not streaming on TikTok tonight. I'm streaming on Twitch, and I can guarantee that has no option for donations either on it. So, it's alright. No worries. Hakuna Matata. Let's see. Good thoughts. Oh, good thoughts shattered. And spat on and run over multiple times. Man, well, at least I know what the pearl beam is supposed to look like now on here. Like, you don't see it too often, but, you know, I always thought it was like, because that's kind of like a lighter blue, and especially if these two, like the green and the blue mix. 8 pearls for Gen 1. Okay, so we're almost like halfway there. That's pretty good. Sorry. Oh, that's a cool green beam, but it's light because there's a white one in it. Okay, okay. Do you know what the white or the pearls are for Gen 1, like by name? Was the Storm a Gen 1 or was that a Gen 2? So we got the Avenger, the Bearcat, and the Butcher. Those are the 3 that we have for Gen 1. And I think those are more of the common ones. At least the Avenger and the Butcher, I think, are more common ones on Gen 1. I don't know. I also don't know, did they ever increase the pearl drop rate in Borderlands at all during some updates? Because depending on the update that we're on, because keep in mind we're not on the most recent update, so any quality of life patches we just don't have. If we're looking at really low drop rates, then that could be a problem. We could be here for a while, but that just means we get to play the game longer, so, you know, it's not all bad. Up and away. Here we go. I should just make this music my ringtone, because I haven't had enough of it. Bam. Death. 96% accuracy on the light. Unforgiven, Stalker, Storm, Sawbar, Tungsta. I take it those are the 5 we need that we don't have currently. The Unforgiven. Was that a pistol? Was that like Jacob's pistol? Oh, the Storm is one. I'm really curious. Like, I know the Storm isn't a good sniper. Like, if you're actually wanting to use it, it's not a great sniper. I'm so thankful they fixed it in Borderlands 3. But it looks really cool when you shoot it, and it does cool, like, little cool animation, and I want to see what that looks like on the Vita, so I'm kind of happy that it's in here. winning. No, it's like 1 to 3%, and that's hoping you get one you don't have. Well, I mean, the midget farm, like, I feel like you can get some pearls out of them, like, really frequently. Like, is that 1 to 3... What's that 1 to 3%, like, from what loot source? Like, any loot source? It's a 1 to 3 chance, or are you talking, like... Like, from loot midget farm, it's like 1 to 3. Yeah, that's what you need, and yes, a pistol. Look at me go. The Unforgiven, or, yeah, I think the Unforgiven is a really crappy gun. Oh! Big purple gun does damage. Just don't look at him, and he'll go away. Getting real tired of these shenanigans and not dropping anything. Just pick up what we can here. This is the grind, unfortunately, for this damn shield. Any loot source, it's a 1% chance? Well, we should have had, like, 6 of them by now. If that's the case. There's 6% chance. That'd be every 100 runs. You have a 6% chance of getting it. Is that how that works? I don't know. Continue, sure. Why? I don't know. We have the time. We may as well use it. I'm not tired just yet. So we'll keep going as long as possible. Yeah, doing this farm in VR, once we get there, is gonna suck. I feel like when you have a screen tied to your face, it's, you know, you get tired way quicker. Especially since you're standing and moving, too. Like, you're actually in the game, and you have to real-life army dodge bunker, otherwise you die in real life. I did that one, like, when we were playing. We've played a couple streams of Borderlands VR, and I can't remember where we were. I think we were in the Assassinate the Assassins mission, and it was near like one of the final parts, whatever the final assassin is, the giant rat guy or whatever. Like, one of them throws a grenade, or I think I threw a grenade, and it bounced off one of the railings, and I, like, legitimately threw my arms out of the way to, like, try and dodge the thing. I think that might just be because on the PSVR you need to point your arm in the direction you want to move. So, like, just instinctively I'm gonna try and lunge out of the way, but I also where controls are concerned, you have to get out of the way. You stop doing this phase. I don't like it. Makes me uncomfortable. Mr. James, welcome, my friend. How are we tonight? I'll read that in a second. Hang on. You just need a guess as to whether or not you've slagged something. There's no slag texture in this game either. So, that can be kind of daunting for any new UVHM players if this is your first experience with it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm grinding on Borderlands 2 again as well, and I beat all other games except the new BL4. Borderlands 2 is the best one. I think many people would agree with you on that. You ever played it on the Vita before? Because let me tell you, like we were talking about earlier, if you've played Borderlands 2 on any respectable console, playing it on here for the first time, it's like playing a whole new game. And that might be for better or for worse. I think it's up to you to decide that. Damn, what hurt you? You actually have damage taken out of you. So do I. Oh my god. No! No! Oh, clutch. You can't just kill Bunker for the second wind, unfortunately. You need to shoot the turret. I'm getting burned. My tootsies are getting burned. Okay, I lied to you. It's closer to 10%. How dare you lie to me like that? You see the stress I'm under. What is this drop pattern? Oh. This is a more powerful console-esque drop pattern that he's given us. Things are more randomized. You want to drop another pearl, that'd be pretty cool. No, I only had the GTAs on the Vita. I think you're super committed. You're the second person to say that today. Lovely. I'm starting to think the committed is a bad thing. Nah, it's okay. We're playing on a PSTV, so we're not playing on emulated stuff or anything. We're playing on genuine Vita hardware because, you know what, if you're gonna play Borderlands 2 on the Vita and go this far into the game, you may as well do it on the actual hardware. Like, you may as well get as genuine an experience as possible. Even more genuine, halfway through that playthrough, I decided to go out and pick up the physical version of Borderlands 2 on the Vita. So, it was an accident. Oh, I'm sure it was. So we have the physical version here. For those who are new, I'll just show these off again. It comes with two little inserts, so it's kind of cool. You didn't really get too much paperwork with Vita games. You have the codes for the game, and then you have like the little advertisement for the Game of the Year edition, as well as the Tales of the Borderlands advertisement. You can go ahead and take those codes. They don't work anymore, but like, you know, if you want them, sure, go ahead. But yeah, that's pretty cool. You got a little PS Vita branding on it, so that's neat. Other than that, pretty bare bones on the inside. Just a little spot for the cartridge. 10 megabyte save file. I'm pretty sure that's the smallest Borderlands 2 save file to ever exist. Just imagine once you get it, it's all over. I mean, we still got to get the pearls, and I'm slowly convincing myself to play through the game again, just as a different character on the Vita. Because realistically, not only is there just very little footage of this game out on the internet when it's not somebody just like shitting on it during a review, there's just little footage of any kind of variety of this game, like, or of this port, right? Like, all the other characters, very few footage of somebody playing as the other characters, very few footage of people playing on the DLCs. I'm pretty sure we might have some of the only footage out there of, like, multiplayer on this port, too. Like, full, genuine, like, full playthroughs of multiplayer, not just, like, 10 minutes of multiplayer and then the game crashes. Like, we went for, like, the full 2.5 hour streams with a solid multiplayer connection half the time. So, I mean, yes, it's all over. The Sham farm is all over, but, like, in terms of what we can do with the port and what we can still show people, I think there's still some stuff out there. Which I'm fine with. You know what? I love this port, and I love showing people this port, and while they may snuff and turn their nose up at it, you know what, it's to be expected. It's a very beloved game. It's the favorite, I think, still of the Borderlands franchise for many. And seeing their glorious saving grace product in a form like this is a little different, which is fine. You're alive. Look at these frames. You don't need anything more than that. Dude, holy crap. Want at least one more before I throw in the towel tonight. You're not a sham. 26%. Get out of here with your inadequacies. Probably hit 700 runs. Eye itchy. Went to the eye doctor today, and because I'm diabetic, you have to get a whole bunch of different eye drops, and oh my god, I hate eye drops so much. I hate, and they like measure the pressure of my eyes, right? Or like something like that. So they give you numbing drops, and then they get this like cylindrical looking thing with like a blue light on it. So not only does it have like a very bright blue light shining in your eye, she holds your eye open, and she just brings this thing like really close. And because I know they're numbing drops, but you can still feel stuff. Like you feel this thing pushing on your bare eye. And it's torture. And so many bright lights in my eyes, and I'm glad it's over. One of them dilates your pupils so you can see sounds, and your pupils get all huge, and light becomes a whole lot brighter than it usually is, and good luck reading your phone screen. Thankfully, the eye doctor's in town, so I only have to drive like a literal minute, because driving becomes a problem after those drops too. What are you doing here? Oh, sit down, literally. No legs. Oh. Get out of there. You don't get a ragdoll. Nobody gets a ragdoll. Only 2 or 3 characters in the entirety of this port have a ragdoll feature on them. Doc Mercy's the first one I think that you encounter, because you need to access his body for the mission to continue. So he has a ragdoll body, and even after you do the mission, you just kill him over and over for the infinity pistol, he still kicks into ragdoll, which I think is kind of funny. And I guess if you run the enemies over, like, they don't go into proper ragdoll because they're not dead, but you can run them over, and they'll, if they survive, will kick into a ragdoll mode. But, you know, you can't really see that. Nobody else is here. Perfect. Boom. Ah. Okay, let's see. Maybe I'll go to 700 and then call it a night there. So we got a few more runs to go. Man, dude, what do I have to give? I'll give my unborn child for a 94 sham. Even though I'm not a father, but like still. $6.93. Make it an even 700, then I'll go to bed. Still can't believe Borderlands 2. I mean I can, because, you know, video games. This cost a full $60 at Best Buy when it came out for the Mac. I can't imagine spending $60 on a Mac video game, let alone a physical one. For macOS 10.8.2, Intel Core 2 Duo, 2.2 gigahertz for that speed, 4 gigs of system RAM, 13 gigs for the storage, and an ATI Radeon HD 2600 or an NVIDIA GeForce 8800 with 256 megabytes of VRAM. That's what you needed to run this game on a Mac. And it's for Intel Max only. Don't think about running this on your power PC, because good luck with that. The ATI Radeons. It's AMD before they call themselves AMD. If you didn't know, AMD people used to work on the Wii. Like, if you look on the side of your Wii in, like, the top corner, it says ATI on it, because it was ATI powered. Technically AMD powered. Fun fact. I can guarantee you nobody has either of those graphics cards kicking around anymore. Jeez, that guy had a lot going for him. So, I think you're good. And the thing that I don't understand, and I kind of want to open it to figure out, but I also kind of want to just keep it sealed, is that if I were to, you know, plug in my disk drive to my Mac, preferably an era-appropriate Mac to test this out, would the game just work? Or would I need... Because it says something about Steam on the bottom, like you need to activate or something. To activate the game, you need to check in with Steam. And, like, I know back in the day, Mac games, the way that they worked was... If you bought the game with the disc, you could play it with the disc, but you'd have to insert the disc every time to play. And if you wanted to activate it online, you had to, you know, register it with the game code that came inside the instruction manual or something like that. And then you could play the game without needing the disc. I'm wondering if Borderlands 2 for the Mac is similar, where I could just plug the disc in every time and play it offline if I wanted to. Or if it's, if it's, like, you know, the disc serves as pretty much just a key and you need internet at all times to play it or check, and that would kind of suck if that was the case. Ooh, we got a world drop, oh! Damn it! We got another pearl? Are you kidding me? We got a butcher. I'm not gonna pick this up because we literally don't need it because we have a butcher. Are you kidding me? We got one sham and 2 pearls after never seeing a pearl in the entire 670 whatever runs that was. We have never seen a pearl, yet in this one stream we've got 2 and 1 sham, no bunker SMGs, and a customization. What the hell? I mean, that doesn't even help us because we already have that one, but that's cool. Kind of wish it was a sham, but you know, I'll take a pearl. Insane RNG for all the wrong reasons. 795 drop frames. When did I drop frames? When was I having issues? One of the streams I had. Oh my god, it was awful. I don't know what was wrong. The internet, something was wrong, but like... It just started lagging. And nothing I did could fix it. And then I just couldn't stream that night. And that was sad. Because I had a sham farm all lined up. And it's like, nope, can't do that. Better luck next time. Is I bling bling boy? I didn't even get to read that whole thing. All I saw was bling bling. Grenade mods can get pretty crazy. I feel like Borderlands 2 is the one game that had pretty crazy grenade mods. All the other ones, it's kind of like Borderlands 3. The grenades were kind of weak sauce. Borderlands 1, the grenades kind of... They were barely grenades, if you could call them that. Like, Borderlands 1 grenades are awful. I'm just gonna flat out come out and say that. Like, they sucked. Borderlands 4, I don't know. I haven't played enough of the game yet to really know, but... Borderlands 2, I find, had some of the more fun grenade mods. Especially some of the DLC ones. Whoa! What are you doing on this platform, sir? Boom, give me that fire rate. I do miss kind of mowing them down with the Infinity, but it's not nearly as fast as the Sandhawk. But the Infinity is just something to say about how satisfying it is. We had a severely under-leveled Infinity, though. I think it was like 4 or 5 levels under. So we weren't killing them nearly as fast as we could have been anyway. Come on, bro. Just stand up. Nothing's critical. Hey. Ugh. Get 2 pearls in a row, I'm shutting the game off right now. God damn it. Why did I have to agree to this sham farm? 1 or 2 dudes during the actual playthrough of this game, during the streams, suggested that I do this farm. I don't know why I said yes. I was hesitant about it first, like, you know, I thought about my sanity and thought about my, you know, life, potential wife and kids, and was all in like, yeah, no, I'm gonna do this anyway, despite all that. Alright. Including this one, 6 more runs to go. If we get it, we get it. If we don't, I go to bed anyway. Since we have more people in the stream now, I guess I'll ask this too. Anybody know anything about the Switch 2 port of Borderlands 4? Anybody seen anything about that? I'm still under the impression that it's delayed indefinitely, but you never know what some people hear around these days. But from what I saw before the game actually came out, they had a working build of it. Like, you could go to whatever showcasey thing. It didn't perform the best, but like it performed as much as I'd expect a Switch 2 port of Borderlands 4 to do. But like, it worked. You could play it, and it was functional, and it was the game. And then they're just like, nah, delayed indefinitely. So it was supposed to come out like beginning of October, and like, were there actual Switch 2 fans who were disappointed by this news, or like, did anybody care? Come on, bunker. You know you want to drop the thingy for me, so let's just skip to that part and get it over with. I don't even know how I'm gonna react if I do find it. Boom, boss fight. Hello, I'm gonna kill you with Sandhawk. Why not? Reload speed. Maybe if we get a storm out of bunker, kill him with the storm. Maybe that's what we're missing. Just 1 more before the night ends would be nice. We still need 8 more before we hit 1,000 for the math to still check out. That doesn't look like shams to me. That's just a lot of disappointment.
Wow.
Ryu.
Wow.
It really isn't. Use up all my luck with the 2 pearls. It's probably would happen. There's even more snow outside. I feel like it looks better though when it's covering the road in like a little blanket. You know, snow can look so pretty. It's just when you have to go outside and do things in it is when the pretty factor wears off, and now it's just an annoyance factor of, oh, the roads are slippery, or oh, I have to walk to this place and I have to go through mountains of snow to do it. Or it's just cold outside. I'm not a winter person, if that wasn't clear. I don't mind it. Like, it can look nice if there's just like a light snow going on, then you know what, at like midnight or something, just go out for a walk around the neighborhood. Light wind, light snow, just breathe in that fresh air. Just go on a little walk. No, there's no footprints in it yet. Like, it's all still fresh. That's the best feeling in winter, I think. Then 7 in the morning rolls around and you have to drive to school or drive to work, and you're like, you know what? I could do without that midnight walk. I can walk in nice weather too. Quiet before the storm. There we go. Quick and easy. Oh, I got too excited. This is not quick nor easy. Oh my lord. Miss all of my shots, why don't I? Just got a 94 Sham for me, Brick. If not, I don't want it. That doesn't make me spoiled. I just know what I want. Where's he going? I feel the fatigue setting in. Let's get these last runs done quickly here. Fingers starting to split. Get out of the way! You're gonna knock it off the edge. Potential? No, that's potential. Look at that clean pile. That was the one. It was the 94 drop, I swear. Nothing out of here either. There's more whites than greens. What's happening? Look at this fool. What the hell are you doing? Don't you work tomorrow? Oh, I guess you don't work morning. Benjamin, what are you doing here? Now I'm never getting the shield just because you showed up. How's it going, Ben? How you feeling, my friend? I'm feeling better. I'm still getting over a little bit of this damn cold. I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what I got, but there's still a little bit of a lingering cough and congestion, and my energy levels still fluctuate every now and then, but you know, it's a lot better than last time. I can breathe on my own, and that's kind of it. I can taste things, so that's always fun, but you know, less congested. It is what it is, though. How about you? How's it going? Why are you still awake? to see you is I don't know the rest of the lyrics to that. I don't even know if those were lyrics to it. Come on. Please be a quick kill. Thank God. He's gonna chuckle at us. He's doing the Sigma chuckle. It's fine though. Let's go. I got places to be. Glad to hear it. Looking at a bit of viewers, eh? I mean, I don't know. We had 32 people up in here last time, or 31. I got one on Twitch. Feeling alright, just finishing up my Oh, are you still at work? You watching this from work right now? Hello, other work people. If so. Are you, like, at home right now getting ready for bed? Shoot it out of the air. Pretty sure I can shoot these things, yes? I don't know. You shall not hurt me anymore. The lack of shams is pain enough. Best of luck with the farming. Feel better soon because we have some games to win. Nice to know where your priorities are at. Yes, I will try and get better. You know what? Just doing whatever we can. Have a good night, my friend. Get some sleep. We got a couple more runs to go and then we'll be good. We got some blues this time. That's something. Whoa. Alright. 3 more runs. This one, the next one, and we'll play run 700. Why not? There's the bling bling one. Did your friend just... Oh no! Not fast enough. I'm still curious. Has anybody ever, like, modded their way into this top title screen area? Because I don't think you could ever get here, like, within the game. I don't think this is possible. Like, if anybody's ever modded themselves into here just to, like, see what the area looks like, that would be pretty cool. Oops, headlights. Which direction are those coming from? Oh, that direction. That's the end of the water bottle. Now we really gotta finish this up, because now I don't have any water. Is your saber turret not hitting enemies behind cover? Yeah, I think that's what cover is. So you avoid the bullets being shot at you. I don't blame my turret for not being able to penetrate a wall. Here we go, in the home stretch. Some very legible text right here. The eye doctor. It's better look better with 1 or 2. Neither. 0. Let's go. Let's get this done. It's that bottom turret, I think, that keeps tagging me. One of them just moving around. There we go. We got some fire rate now. Some fire rate and mild extra damage with each kill we get. There we go. Whoa, 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 back up. You can't be down here, this is safe. Brick. Why would you put it on the center platform? That's like right where they're gonna kill me. There's literally no cover. And I'm the one thing they're gonna shoot at, other than the buzzards that do nothing. They do nothing, but at least they can't die. Oh. Come on, nerd. Stand right in the center. Let's see. Ooh, beautiful. Nothing at all. Just what I like to see. Who needs the shield anyway? It's the adventure that matters, right? It's the journey, not the end. Is that Miley Cyrus just said that? Look how she turned out. From just focusing on the journey. 99! We've got a lot of runs under our belt. And the more we do, the less hope I have. But it doesn't happen by not doing it. So you know what? That's the burden of this damn challenge. Is that you need to keep doing it for it to happen. Not give up after a certain number of challenges. Or certain number of runs. That's a cool looking sniper. I don't know why today, like, all the snipers on the loading screens look really small compared to all the other guns. Do a lot of damage, but fire much slower than other weapons. Let me introduce you to the Lyuda, where the thing just does everything right. Fires 3 bullets for the price of 1. You will learn to hate them. I hate all of them, so it's unanimous. Let's go for the Republic. That's a power loader. I heard him spin up the blades. I just know what all loaders sound like now after doing this fight so many times. You can see the little crystal on top of the Lyuda. Oh, thank God, it's a quick kill. Still on this side though, but it's a quick kill. Easy. Something within the next, well, this run and next run. Just give me something. Anything. Ah. I'm being shot. Oh. Shoot him in the legs. You're in the way. Oh no, I can't get back in time. I have to stand here front and center. Oh, nothing. What are you facing that way for? That's not optimal sham firing trajectory. Yeah, this drop pattern's kind of all over the place. Nothing. Fine, I see how it is. Alright, one more run. Run 700. 700! Oh my god, I've save quit the damn game 700 times. What's the recommended life of a Vita SD card? We'll see if we're near the death counter for that. If not, I got more memory cards we can pop into here. Just gotta upload the save and then we're good. At least we're not getting those visual glitches. I think this was the case of the physical version, because I don't think it ever happened when we were still playing the digital version, but like earlier on, probably the UVHM playthrough, there would be some weird like visual glitches where I think some files just didn't get loaded properly, like text files didn't get loaded properly, so all the text was garbled. Some other glitch, like where color bars would fly across the screen in certain parts. And it honestly kind of looked like a GPU failure was going on, but restarting the game, it didn't appear on the home screen or anything. Restarting the game usually fixes that. Another power loader up there. Ugh, come on, what do we got for the final run? Quick and easy kill, please. Nope, I'm not that fortunate. Story of my life. Alright, Bunker, let's get her done. Okay, this wasn't too bad. It's pretty good. Relatively painless. Brick, shut the hell up. No. I'll pluck my eyes out so I don't ever have to look at your buzzards ever again. Goodbye, sir. Thank God the loaders don't move that fast. Otherwise, the Sandhawk would be given problems. Alright, let's see if we get anything here. Nothing. Well, you know what? At least we got one sham tonight, which is better than last stream where we had no shams. I don't know why the sham production just kind of came to a screeching halt after a while. I swear to God, like I mentioned earlier, I swear, like, playing the game consistently, logging in every day or every other day, like, you just start getting way more shams. Oh, all greens, that's something. Alright. In any case, everybody, thank you so much for coming out and joining me tonight, and thank you to all those who were leaving comments. You guys, everybody, you guys make these streams what they are, whether we're talking about the game or just life in general. It's always fun to hear from you guys. And yeah, another successful Vita Sham stream in the books. I'm just gonna upload my save here just so in case anything happens to this memory card or system, we can get Fred off of here and onto a system that works to continue his legacy. But for now, we are going to go to bed because I am tired. It's been a while. Long day. It's 2 in the morning here, so sleep is sounding pretty good right about now. So, in any case, thank you all for joining me tonight. We'll probably be back maybe Friday night, maybe sometime during the weekend. Whenever our schedules line up, Ben and I will probably do some Battlefront or something like that. So, or Minecraft. But until then, stay tuned, and I wish you all a great rest of your week and a great weekend. And I will catch you in the next one. Take care, everyone. See you later.